Hi, this is Miss Serratus. As part of Project Lead the Way, you're going to learn how to code a microbit. And right in front of you, this is a microbit. And with the microbit, you can actually do different things, such as open a door, make a propeller spin, a bunch of other stuff, which we'll talk about, and I'll show you some examples during class. But for now, it's important to learn how to actually code a microbit. So this here is the front of a microbit. You'll notice there's a grid. I need to point out that here is an A button, and you would press the center. Here's a B button. Again, you press the center. These are the pins. You have a pin 0, a pin 1, a pin 2, a 3 volt, and then a ground. So and this here is the back, and you notice as you look through the back, there's a whole bunch of different sensors going on here. So they are complicated looking pieces of technology, but you're going to need to learn the basics of programming it. So the website that I use to program it is this one here. And this should have a link for you already. And it's the MakeCodeMicrobitorg. It is a free website from Microsoft. So in order to prepare yourself to learn more about microbits, I recommend that you complete these tutorials. Start with the flashing heart. It gives you the basics of how to actually program a microbit, and keep going all the way through, and it ends at microchat. You should have it should be pretty easy to go all the way through Love Meter. Some kids find microchat a little bit more challenging, but it's fine if you're not able to do it. And then when you've gotten through those are pretty short. When you've gotten the gist of how to do that, scroll down to the games section, and you'll find quite a few games that you can also learn how to program. I will give you a hint that the rock, paper, scissors is an actual game that will be a required assignment during class. So if you get it done ahead of time, you don't have to worry about it. But there are other games here to do. And if you scroll down more, there's some radio games, there's some fashion games, and music games. So some of them do actually require you have a physical microbit with you. And since you don't have that, you can just skip those. Some will require you have actual duct tape and things like that. So you're not going to actually be able to do those items because you don't have the microbit with you. But just look at the programming of it. It's just really good for you to become familiar. You can check out some of these videos and see what you can actually do with a microbit. So let me explain how to do the tutorials. So I'm going to start with the first one, which should be the flashing heart. So it actually says start here. So you click on it. And when I click on it, you want to make sure you go with blocks, because that's the one that we're going to be using in the class. Python is a coding language where you use mostly words, and JavaScript is another coding language. If you are more advanced in coding and want to use either Python or JavaScript, go ahead and do that. I will tell you that for the most part, we'll be using blocks with our tutorials. So click on the Start Tutorial. And when you do that, it takes you to the programming environment. And so this is what you're going to end up doing. When you're finished, you're going to have a flashing heart show up. So on the left is the emulator. The emulator is basically a model of what you'll see happen if you had a microbit in front of you. And so at the top, it tells you how many steps you need to get through this tutorial. As you can see, it's very, very short. It's telling me to go to I believe it told me to go to the basic button and pull out the show LED, but I wasn't paying attention. And I think it said to put it on the on start. We'll find out if I was right or wrong. Oh, nope, I'm sorry, it said to put it in the forever. So show LED block into the forever, and then draw a heart is what it's telling me to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and click to try to draw a heart. There we go. I hit next. So it says place another show LED block. You can leave it blank and draw what you want. So I'm just going to go back to the basic. I'm going to grab another show LED, and I just said that. Next. Look at the virtual microbit. You should see the heart and your drawing blink on the screen, and see what happens when I only have, if I take this one out and only have just the forever, and I play the play it. nothing. There we go. It just keeps the heart solid. But as soon as I add a blank one, what it does is it flashes the heart, because what the programming is saying to do is first show an LED of a heart, then show a blank one, and then there's nothing else there. So this tells it to go back and repeat this loop forever and ever. And so if I click next, it says to download it, and I'm actually done. So the download button is hidden over here. It's right here. I do recommend that you download it because it'll save to your Chromebook or to a computer. Once you do that, it should automatically be saved, so you don't have to worry about what else to do with it. And then you hit finish. And once you hit finish, I can go back to my home page, and it'll show up automatically top with all the projects that I work on. So as you can see, the flashing heart was very quick and easy. So then you go on to the next one, which is the name tag, and et cetera, et cetera. So all of your projects will be saved at the top. Now, keep in mind that you did not sign in. There's no username or password for this. So the projects are saved to the computer or Chromebook that you are working on. However, they only save them for a short period of time. I think they only save them for like a month, maybe, which is why it's very important that you go ahead and hit the download button, because if you don't download it, what's going to do is it's going to actually delete all of them after a while. So if you download it, it should be saved onto the Chromebook somewhere in your file section, which means you can get to it later on. So I recommend you do all of the tutorials, like I showed you. They're pretty quick and easy, and then explore some of the games, whichever ones you want to. Just a hint, you definitely want to do the rock, paper, scissors, and explore anything else down here that just seems interesting to you. There's a lot to look at. I did try the live section, but I wasn't a fan of it. But if it works for you, go ahead. And if you really want to do more coding, you're like, this is really good, I really want to do some more of this stuff, then try this website. It's microbit.org/get-started/home learning. So basically, if you go to the Microbits website, and I'm on the home learning, so I went to get started and then home learning. And if you scroll down, you'll find a bunch of different projects. Some of them are the same, such as, the heart, they call it the beating heart. So there's some heart ones. But if you keep going, there's one that'll teach you how to make a step counter. There's another one that's a get up. There's a whole bunch of different ones. So feel free to explore if there's something here that you think is really cool. Again, you just click on them. These actually come with real videos to help you out. So it's a little bit where this other one was a tutorial and you had to do a little bit of reading. This one comes with actual videos that shows the different blocks and where they're going. So let me go back a little bit. So if I go to this flashing heart one, so this is the coding environment. And each of these items inside, these are called drawers and these are called blocks. And there's lots of blocks that you use for coding. So in each of the drawers are like the main menu, and these are like the sub menus. There's different blocks that do different things. So I encourage you to go ahead and explore. The music one is super popular with kids. I've had kids who are musically inclined that literally wrote out the melody to play well-known songs such as Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I think someone did Happy Birthday and a couple other songs. So you can go ahead and actually code a song, and there's like a bunch of other things for you to explore. While you're working on this, if the code asks you to program something, input button A, and you can't see it happening, that's because you have to click here to have it happening. Input button B, you click there to have it happening. Again, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. The important thing is to become used to this coding environment. Know that there are drawers, and inside each of the drawers are the different blocks that you use for coding. And if you go back to the home screen, there's a whole bunch of different tutorials here to get you used to the coding environment. And you can also go to this website here to learn how to code some other stuff. And then in class, I'm looking at this saying, ooh, I think I want to do this. In class, we will take this information and then add some sensors to it and make some things actually do stuff. So that's when the magic happens. So have fun with this. Enjoy your time.